each year. Okay? 140,000 times per year by hand. Now just think a step back. Before you've done that, you've got to have had sufficient pollen and sufficient mother plants to be able to do it. And before you've done that even, you've got to plant your 140,000 crosses, all entered on a computer, mainly thought of by a guy called Carl Bennett and Mr. Austin, age 85. It's quite staggering really, 140,000. So if the cross is successful, the hip results. Now, the numbers of seeds per hip vary. It can be as low as 4, except it can be as high as 30. And the hips will develop, and through the growing season they'll go plump and orange, probably familiar with, slightly mushy. And then we have to harvest the seeds from these hips by hand. Very technical. Cut them off. Make sure we don't muddle them up so the label stays with each individual hip, and each individual seed within that hip is uniquely different, so they're not the same genetics within the one hip. Then we get a wooden mallet and we smash them, and then we pick all the little seeds out with tweezers. 400,000 seeds. We then sow them by hand in plug trays, the same more or less straight away. So last winter in the greenhouse before you, which is not a particularly pretty greenhouse, they've been sown in plug trays. Not all germinate, roughly 250,000 do. And they send up one stem generally, anything between 8 inches high and even 3 foot high, just a single stem. And on top of that single stem you just generally sometimes you get one flower, but not many flowers. And then they have to be assessed, all 250,000 of them, as to whether that flower is on the right line of what we're looking for. Now, we're not looking for scent or disease resistance or anything like that at this stage, we just assess them on the flower. Year 1, we will burn 235,000 of those seeds. 15,000 are taken on for further sort of exploration, if you like. So from 140,000 crosses, 400,000 seeds, 250,000 seedlings, 8 years later we release perhaps 6 varieties. That's the hit rate.
And do you cross those?
People say to me they're dear. That's the point though. And people say to you, this is the whole point of showing you this. It costs £1 million a year to fund. Now we think we're bringing out something pretty special. Some of our flowers are really sumptuous, pretty special in the rose world. It's going to give somebody years of pleasure. So it shouldn't be shy of the price. The company is trying to work with you to strengthen and develop the brand as well. We put a huge amount of money into marketing, and we'll never stint you on POS and that sort of thing. And whilst, yes, Chelsea Flower Show and such like help our own retail sales, of course they do, they can't do you guys any harm, because we know what the phone's like after a Chelsea Flower Show on the trade side. So don't be shy on the price is my advice to you. Don't be scared of it, and if the punters challenge you on it, well, you can say you've been there and you've seen what goes into it.
You know what I always say?